Hi guys. There was a big old bug just flying around this car right now. That gave me a mini heart attack. It was like a massive dragonfly. I'm not a fan. So, alright, I'm just gonna wait a few minutes and then I will start talking. I was supposed to be doing this starting this a few minutes ago, but Dan needed me at the last second to refill our water tank because, you know, it's what happens when you live in an RV. Okay. So, wow, there's a lot of you on right now. All right, if I happen to open this door and close it, this is like my quiet place because Dan is working on the house right now, so I can't be around. And so it gets hot in here though. So if I happen to open it and close it, don't mind me. So, all right. Oh, you guys. So I have some things. I got some things. Hello, Haley. Got some things that I wanted to address. So something was brought to my attention today, through one of my DTs actually, and it's something that's really common and I had to talk about it because I don't think that many people understand what they sound like when they say the stupidity of what they say. So, not my DT, by the way. This is a person that said this to her. So, and this has been said to me too. So I need you to understand what you guys sound like. So, oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk about this objection. All right. In this business, okay, there is a very common objection called the I don't want to try it or sign up for it because my friend said it didn't work objection. Okay. Now, oh, you guys, this is so good. So I hear this all the time. I hear people tell me this all the time. Like, oh, my friend, my best friend used to sell it. My best friend used to be a distributor actually. And she could never even sell a wrap, let alone all four. And she, she just didn't like it. It didn't, this business obviously doesn't work because I trust what she has to say. She's my best friend. And, so I'm sorry. Thank you for the offer, but I'm not interested. Okay. So, and then there's the others where it's, my cousin, she tried a wrap once and it didn't work for her. So, I trust what she has to say and she's my cousin. So, I'm going to believe her over anybody else. So, I just, I don't want what you're selling. Okay. So now keep that in mind. All right. Because here's what I don't understand. Oh, you guys, you're going to laugh. So when you say these things, okay, about either being a distributor for this company or another company, whatever the case may be, let's talk about this company because that's the only one I care about. When you say these things and you say, I can't do that, you might as well be saying, you know what, my mom just had a coffee from Starbucks the other day. She didn't like it, so I'm not going to Starbucks ever. Right? Like that's because that sounds right. So you also might as well be saying, I have a friend who bought an iPhone. She bought that damn old iPhone and it must be terrible. It must be a scam, this iPhone thing, because she hated it. Absolutely hated it. It didn't even work for her. Did not work one bit because she didn't know how to use it. But that's besides the point. So, I'm not going to get that iPhone. That iPhone must be terrible. Just like that food at McDonald's. While granted, I think it's awful. But McDonald's is a pretty wealthy business. It's pretty wealthy. I'm pretty sure they're doing okay because people like their stuff. For what reason, I don't know. But people like their stuff. And, you had McDonald's once, or no, not even you, but, your neighbor next door had a McDonald's once, and, oof, it was awful. Didn't even taste like real food, so the food must not be real, right? It's not, by the way, but that's besides the point. But this is what you guys sound like, or this is what your people with objections sound like. This is what it's like. I don't know I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but do your friends and your cousins and your neighbor pay your bills? Because if they do, give them my phone number so they could pay mine too. Because last I checked, that's not how it works. So I'm trying to figure out how you could let a friend, a sister's best friend's cousin's boyfriend's dog, or your next door neighbor or whoever else stop you from doing what you should do. Like, hello, what in the frig is going on? How is that even possible? So hold on. It's gonna get loud up in here, and I don't need Dan getting all, what are you yelling at? So, I'm just blown away by this little situation. Because when you say that, like, here's the thing. Word of mouth is fantastic, right? Word of mouth is probably like the best form of advertising ever. But do you realize that word of mouth works for both positive and negative things? Like, why do you listen to the negative, right, and not the positive in the same breath? Why do you do that? Why? Why are you crazy like that? Why? So like if somebody tells me, oh, you know what? I can't sign up for this business because my cousin was a distributor last year and she made no money in this business. So, I don't know what you all guys are doing, but it's not for me. Okay, just because she didn't make money does not mean that, one, you wouldn't make money, and two, that doesn't mean that I don't make money. Because in the same respect of you saying, oh, my cousin did it, she didn't make money, she was a terrible distributor, blah, 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 because that's like all I hear, you guys, blah, 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 that's what I hear when people talk to me. And so when I hear this, right, I'm thinking to myself, I must have monopoly money. I don't know. I must have figured out the game of Monopoly. Look at this, I can't even talk. I must have figured this game out. And I must have made it work to where I can pay my bills with that money. And I can go on vacations with that money. And I could travel the country with that money. I must have figured it out somehow, magically, to be able to make a living from this business. Because I must be the only one. Right? I mean, if your cousin didn't do good in this business, then I'm sure as hell lying about my success. Because your cousin, right? Your cousin is the be-all, end-all of everything, apparently. Do you hear, like, what your mentality and, like, your logic behind everything is? Like, it is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, that type of objection just blows my mind. It just blows my freaking mind. Like, I don't understand how... Oh my God, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I must be scamming the company. I must be. Like I said, it's monopoly money. That's what I have, is monopoly money. All these people whose lives, all those lives that I've helped to change, and I've helped to get them back on their feet, and I have helped do all of those things. They are all figments of my crazy imagination, is what they are. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, that's just one objection. Like, when people still, okay, look, there is no more telling me that the wraps don't work. You can't tell me that, okay? You may want to tell that to somebody else, but you can't tell me that because you have seen my results. Everybody on this, I feel like President Obama has seen my results. They have been everywhere. My results are everywhere. They are all over the interwebs. They are around all the way around the web. That's it. Like the World Wide Web, there's my freaking results just circling, okay? They're all over. So if anybody, you can't say it anymore. You cannot tell me anymore that the wraps don't work. Because hello, they work. So shut it, because they work. So like, I don't understand why people still think that I'm pushing, by the way, like I'm like I'm a drug hustler. This is hilarious. I'm pushing a product that doesn't work when, one, again, the freaking company has called it works. Like, hello. It's called it works. I need to stop doing live videos because I could like just snap any second. No, but it does work. It freaking works, okay? The company is not called, it worked for her, but not for me. It works, all right? The end of story. So when you come at me with these objections about, not being a distributor, for example, you don't have to be a distributor. That's fine. But don't not be a distributor because your cousin's dog decided to be a distributor and it didn't work for them. Like, don't let... Because that dog is not paying your bills. That dog is not going to change your financial situation. The only thing that's changing your financial situation is you. Like, not the dog, not your cousin, not your mom's coworker, none of these people, right? So, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you realize how insane you sound when you say that to me? Like, and when you say it to other people? Like, I know there's distributors watching this that have heard that, where it's like, I'm sorry, I can't join your team because it doesn't work. What have I been doing for the last 4 damn years? I don't know. Maybe I'm in my own bubble. I don't know. But I've been doing something amazing. So, you want to know why I'm doing something amazing? Because I didn't listen to my cousin or my neighbor tell me that because it didn't work for them, that it's not going to work for me. And I didn't believe that. I didn't do that. You want to know why? Because I'm not crazy. That's why. And because I pay my bills. That's also why. Like, nobody is going to tell me what works or doesn't work and then have me say, okay, I'm not going to do it because, it didn't work for you. But it works for 100,000 other people it worked for. But because it didn't work for you and I trust you, you know what? I'm going to sit back and get my barely paying paycheck every 2 weeks and not change my life because you, my lovely cousin, said it didn't work. So that's what happened. That's what I do. That is insane. So yeah, this just blows my mind. So a distributor of mine came to me today with this situation and I was like, ooh, I've been wanting to talk about this stuff before. And now, why is my video going crazy? And now it's probably no better time than now, because this happens to me all the time, and it blows my mind. And then another thing is the people that I talk to that tell me they just got like a raise, right? Like, I talked to somebody the other day, we were texting back and forth, and she said to me, she wanted to join as a distributor, and she said to me, after I said, okay, listen, hey, we're getting ready, we're going to do this, we're going to go, are you ready to join the team? Like, let's go, let's do this, because this month I'm filling up those spots. And she said, you know what, I really want to. First of all, false, that's not true, because if you really wanted to, you'd do it. Let's be honest, okay? I really want to, false, but I just got a new job where I'm making $10,000 a year more. So I got a $10,000 a year raise, more than my old job. So I'm really, really excited, and I'm really, really, really going to push with this job. Thank you for the offer. If you had any idea, all right, let's pull some more now. Let's start clapping. If you had any idea, okay, what this job can do for you, you would be laughing at the thought of $10,000 on top of your paycheck a year when you could be making an extra $10,000 on top of your commissions a month. Like, hello, it's possible. So whether it's $5,000, whether it is $10,000, whether it is let's go to that $5,000 a year raise. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit. You can do that on your own with this business in a month, because when you space out, let's go back to the 10,000 now. When you space it out over the course of a year, your extra $10,000, really, what does it come out to? Really? Like, let's just do some numbers, okay? Like, I'm not going to do the numbers for you right now because I don't have time. And also because I don't know. But the point is, I do know that it is it equals out to nothing, because I've been in that position. I have had that happen to me where I had an extra $10,000 raise a year in my paycheck. And here I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to change my life. And what did it do? It gave me like an extra like $100. It was not anything at all after taxes and benefits came out and all of those other things. Like, it was nothing. But you know what is something? When I wake up every day knowing that if I want to make an extra $10,000 this month or next month, not year, this month or next month, I can do it myself. I don't need anybody else doing it for me or having me wait a year or 2 years to tell me, hey, guess what? You got a $10,000 raise. That's great. I just waited 2 damn years with you. I could do this tomorrow if I wanted to, okay? Which I'm going to do. So the point is, if people saw, right, the potential that is in this business for them, and the potential, and look, here's the thing. This is with any MLM. This is with any work from home, opportunity. Like, I know our compensation plan is by far one of the best out there, right? But this is with any of them. So if you were thinking that like, oh, I can't make that money. Here's the problem, first of all. When you think like that, that's what happens. You have to get over that block of, oh, I can't make $5,000 extra to my paycheck a month, right? Because a lot of people hear that and they're like, no, there's no way I could do that. Forget about 10,000, let alone 5,000. Like, it can't happen. Well, guess what? It can happen. But the problem is you. The problem is you, not the money that you're getting paid, because you can go out right now in this business and tell yourself, I'm going to make an extra $5,000 this month, and do it. Because I do it every month. I tell myself to do it and I go and do it. And if I want an extra $5,000 after that, I will hustle my tail off until I get it, but I do it. I don't have to wait 2 years. I don't have to wait to find a new job that's going to say, oh, here's another $10,000 a year for you, when you can make that $10,000 a month for yourself. A month. So it's a big difference. So when people give me these objections, like, here's what I realized. I realized, okay, with all of the but, and the excuse after excuse after excuse, I realized that this is why not everybody in this lifetime is meant to be a millionaire. Not everybody in this lifetime is meant to be living out of their shack that they may be living in, because some people, unfortunately, are in that position, okay? And they still think that that is the position they have to stay in, which blows my freaking mind, but that is what they feel. And it's not true. Okay. But the problem is that you don't believe that. So you're just going to stay in that position. You're going to go and work your minimum hour wage, whatever, a job that you have. And you're going to think that that is the norm. And that is not the norm. Okay. Like, you don't have to do that. Nobody is telling you to do that. You have other options. You might think you don't, but there's always an option. There is always another option, and there is always a choice. And if you can't see that, then no, you're not going to make $5,000 a month. You're not going to make an extra $10,000 a month. A month. Remember this, a month. You're not going to do that because you don't think you can. So that's blocking you. And so, no matter what you do, it's not going to happen because you have all these blocks going on, and you're thinking to yourself, like here's what happens. When you think about making a lot of money, right? What first comes to your head? Because there's no, if it was as easy as, okay, I'm going to do my job and I'm going to make X amount of money at the end of the month, then we would all be rich, right? But it's not easy like that, because as much as you may want it, and as much as you may want that big X amount of figures each month in your paycheck, you're not going to get it because you're subconsciously blocking it. It doesn't matter what job you have right now. You're subconsciously blocking it, because if you fully believed that you can get it and that you deserved it, then you would go out and get the damn money. But you're not doing it because you're afraid of, I don't even know how many things. What happens with a lot of money, right? What comes with a lot of money? A lot of responsibilities, right? You might be scared of that, but you don't even realize it. A lot of tax stuff. You might be scared of that. What happens about, oh, how will I look with my friends and family? Screw it. Take care of your friends and family if you're making that much. Don't worry about what you're going to look like. Hand out the damn money, right? Like, that's what people are afraid of. They're afraid of the fact that they came from the same place as somebody else and that they're going to look down. They're going to be looked down upon because of their success, because unfortunately, that's what happens in this world. When you are successful, okay, as much as people may say, oh, I'm so happy for you, it's a lie. It is a lie, because at the end of the day, especially if they're in the same spot as you, and especially if they came from the same place as you, they're thinking, what the hell is this girl doing that she's making this much amount of money and I'm sitting here struggling paycheck to paycheck? Obviously what she's doing, it's nothing I can do. It's a scam. It's this, it's that. It's all fear. It is all fear. Stop worrying about who's going to look at you for how much money you make or don't make, okay? Stop worrying about how you were raised, that, oh, like I was instilled with, no, you have to work really hard, you have to do this. You're instilled with whatever damn thing you believe in. If you think that you can join this business and make $10,000 a month, then you're going to join this business and make $10,000 a month and not give a crap about what anybody else thinks, because you are in control of your life and you're taking over your finances and your future and your family's future, not anybody else, because nobody else is paying your bills. So I don't understand why people still throw these objections at me as though everybody else has control over their lives except for them. Because nobody has control over anybody else's life but you. You are in control of your life. Nobody else. I'm not in control of your life. You are. You're not in control of my life. I am. So I'm not going to have anybody ever tell me, even if I wasn't with It Works, right? Even if I decided one day, 10 years from now, you know what? I want to do something else. Not going to happen. But if it did happen, I'm not going to sit there and ask around to the people that have tried it out of my close friends and family and then have them tell me, no, I didn't like it, it sucked, whatever, I didn't make any money, go do something else, and have me not do it. I'm going to follow whatever my heart is telling me. So when you are being led, okay, to message me about this business, and then we talk back and forth, and then you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And then 5 days later, you come to me and you say, you know what? I talked to my cousin. I forgot. I didn't even realize it. But she actually was a distributor like a year or two ago, and she didn't make any money. So you know what? I think I'm going to hold off right now. Why? Why? Because your cousin's stupid? Because that's the only reason she didn't make money, FYI. Like, there's no other reason. Because this business is easy. You're selling a product that is amazing. You're selling a product line that is amazing, okay? And the compensation plan is unreal. This business in general is unreal. I have never been in this type of industry before It Works. Ever. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, when you have friends and family that tell you, you could love them to death, but guess what? Maybe they suck at business. Which is probably the case if they didn't do good in this one. That I could tell you. So if you have friends and family and cousins and dogs and neighbors and mailmen who tell you, oh, I was a distributor once and it didn't work out for me. It sucked. It was this. It was that. Hi. Did it ever occur to you that maybe they just didn't do the right stuff? Maybe they just weren't good at the job and the job was not good for them. Okay? That's what you have to think of. That's what you can't even grasp and get through your heads. But of course, it's always, again, oh, she said it didn't work, so it didn't work. Just like, oh, that iPhone, it sucks. It must be terrible. Meanwhile, how many millions and billions of people own an iPhone? Like, give me a break here, okay? So this is something that was driving me insane today. When my distributor sent me this message and she told me what she was going through, I was like, all right, I'm making a damn video. I'm making a video about this because this is not the first time I've heard this. And I started looking through my messages, and literally that $10,000 thing, I just started looking through my text messages today, and I saw that in there too. So I had to bring that up because this happens constantly and it blows my mind. Like, if you are serious about joining this business and if you are serious about changing your life, then nobody's going to stop you from doing it, right? Nobody. But what happens is, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. Oh my God, I want this so bad. I have to change my family's life. And then a week goes by, and then 2 weeks go by, and then 3 weeks go by, and then it's always something. It is always something. And guess what? You know what that means? It means you don't want it. So why bother saying it when you don't really want it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, all right. It is getting hot as stuff in here. And I'm going to go, because I probably have to help Dan with his house. But anyway, seriously, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And if anybody ever tells you the stupid objections that I just told you, give them the freaking scenarios, like I just said, about Starbucks and McDonald's and iPhones and this and that. Like,